He was a street urchin. Hello again. All right, let's start again.
I know
can
what
hear
happened.
myself through.
Yeah, but does Twitch know what happened?
All right, so what happened was what I mean by I know what happened is when Tripper takes over streaming this game, all of the settings change to match his computer, and I didn't think to change it back. And since I haven't built a set of scenes for Pathfinder yet, I'm just kind of borrowing the Star Trek load right now. Because it's the easiest way to get a map and all of our things on it. So I didn't. I forgot to change the rules. So allow me to explain again, real quick. We are doing session 0.5 tonight. We're picking up where we left off last time. We are adding Carol to the game. We are discussing more about characters, rules, setting, that sort of thing. Because I had a trip last week and had a lot of stuff to do before the trip, so I didn't get anything ready for us to. I didn't get finished getting ready to launch the first session yet. But we also have a lot of questions because it's a new system for all of us, and obviously a custom setting within that system. So we're gonna have each of the players introduce their characters, tell us some information about them, and we will go from there. We'll then deal with any questions people have and start discussing the setting in more detail and the rules. So we're starting from the top and working our way down as Twitch sees them. So we're starting with Dave.
Hello. All right, my character's name is Chaparral Plainsong. He is a jungle catfolk. He's a polymath bard. He was a street urchin of an undetermined city right now. His alignment initially right now I'm seeing as chaotic neutral. And that's about all I've decided for him so far. And he's going to be quite useless in combat.
Only time can tell with that.
That's true.
Well, Tim can take a look at my spells and he can say, like, oh, none of these are really battle spells other than two buff cantrips.
Listen, a bard is more than his spells. Any bard worth his salt is more than his spells.
And any bard, any true bard, can talk their way out of a fight.
But,
usually, or talk their way into it. One of the two.
But, in fairness, we're going to need a healer.
Yep.
We have a bard. That was an assumption.
Yeah.
Plus,
Matt,
look who we're...
It's convenient that you're jumping in, Matt, because you're next.
Oh, fun. So, I am a Vanara monk named Davki. And as far as alignment, it is to be determined, but tentatively somewhere between neutral, chaotic good, chaotic neutral. Somewhere in there.
You're a monk! Do they don't know have that restriction in this campaign? In this setting?
Monks do not... They don't have to be lawful good.
In Pathfinder? Well, I mean,
they're not paladins.
Good, ever.
Yeah, it's a monk, not a paladin.
Not a paladin.
No, but they're supposed to be lawful, at least in...
Yeah, in D&D they're supposed to be lawful. I didn't know if that was true here.
I've never heard of that restriction, even in D&D.
That's like the thing. And they don't have to be good, but they have to be lawful because the whole point is that they live by these very strict, rigid systems and rules.
Yeah.
That's what their discipline is all about. But
you're being rule lawyered already.
But so I don't actually see anything about that.
Well, the thing with Pathfinder that I've seen when I'm flipping through by an electronic copy that I stumbled upon is that the restrictions with with deities and things come with the actual deities that you follow.
Right.
Because if you have if a cleric follows a certain deity that have their um
I mean,
what's
this
the word?
what you're about to say was always true of clerics, so you might have wanted a
Hmm.
better example.
Well, it with the like if you have a patron deity, if you get your spells from them, if you go closer to their anathema, then you would lose your contact with them. Whether that's paladin, cleric, who knows it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
We
But
lost you,
we.
Matt.
I
No, we
would
didn't.
think like it does seem like monk. I would have expected that restriction to stay for monks, just because it's a descriptor of how they function, and not a religious thing. But I guess it did. I guess it didn't carry over to Pathfinder. So
also
whatever.
the my monk's deity is Ragdia, who is the Venaran deity, patron deity, whose main thing is, as far as I can tell, very Monkey King ish.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so as long as I don't make a joke out of someone's suffering or something like that, as far as I know, the I won't be going against my patron deity.
So you can't make fun of my lack of combat skill then. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No.
I can poke fun, but I can't make it at like out of make a joke out of suffering.
It looks like.
Like I can't make fun. I'm sorry, what?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like I can't make a joke out of an orphan not having parents.
So I looked it up, and apparently the restriction is gone. The alignment restriction is gone for monks in at least Pathfinder 2e. It looks like people. Oh, excuse me. It looks like people were surprised about that regarding 2e, so it may have been in place in first edition, but apparently it is not. So yeah, you can be a chaotic monk, as weird as that feels to say.
That's awesome.
Jacob.
Yes. All right. So, I am. My character's name is. Let's see if I can get this right. Kutsuyo. I am an empty sky kitsune. I follow the deity Sivana, and my background is a Feybound, and I'm a sorcerer. And basically, you're just gonna see like a normal-looking human, because I'm gonna stay in my human form most of the time. And then, yeah, that's about it. It's just a average-looking human. Nothing special.
Which side of your family has the Fey heritage?
Whichever side doesn't align with your background.
It is going to be an important question.
It is going to be an important question.
No, I'm just kidding. Whatever side follows your
no,
background.
a muse doesn't have to be gender specific.
Well, I mean, I don't want to screw up your background by saying the wrong thing.
I haven't made that part up, so that's why I was
okay. I'm gonna go with my mother's side. Yeah.
Okay.
And as he was going over his background, I realized I did not say mine. we went head over heels into my class selection and didn't even touch my background.
That's all right. Dave didn't say his either. But what was yours?
Mine is prisoner.
Yes. Nice.
Yes.
I thought I did go over my background. I
I
said I
don't
was a
recall you
street urchin.
mentioning.
Oh, I'm a street urchin from an unspecified city because.
Oh yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
started with that.
Okay, I missed that part.
But that might have not actually been on stream because we had the
Yeah,
reset.
that might have been the first thing you said before I realized that we couldn't. No one
So.
could hear you.
Hmm.
Or maybe I just missed it. Who knows? Anyway, that leaves Carol.
Okay. My character's name is Cyrilla. I am a thorned rose Gorin life oracle. And I'm posting a picture of her and on Discord.
Mhm.
So she looks a bit like that.
Oh. She pretty.
She's like ancient. She's been around forever. And yeah,
Nothing to do with The Witcher.
absolutely nothing to do with The Witcher.
Okay. And she's gonna be the party healer, basically.
Yes.
Mm.
But she can also fight. So
Yes.
She can indeed. It's definitely the build that she's worked on so far. All right. Cool. So, I know you guys are. Now, in this campaign, I'm not going to have a GM PC. But there are characters that you can recruit at different times for tasks, and I'll play those. So I've been building a few of those. But yeah, there's so those will come up if you guys decide you need like a barbarian. You can go and look for a barbarian to hire, or try to convince to just join you for free, or whatever. And then if you succeed and they come with you, I'll be playing them. And that type of thing. I won't have one consistent character. And each of these people has their own thing going on, so like recruiting them doesn't mean that they're a permanent part of your party. It means that they're going to help you with the job you ask them to help you with, and then they're going to go back to their own thing until you come and ask them for something else. So you're going to have to maintain some kind of relationship with the culture around you. So that being said, as I was mentioning before, the setting, Anders March, is an island in a group of islands. There's a whole bunch of islands in this area. It's a weird place. The islands have a different ecology than basically anywhere else in the world, and so they are prized for their strategic location as well as just some of the magical stuff that's there and everything like that. The Erst Empire has claimed this island and has set up some colonies on it. They have a couple cities. I think 3 is how I was planning on doing it. 3 cities and a prison colony on the island, which they've called Anders March. And the characters are as they exist currently, because if we have to replace characters at some point, you can choose from a wider array of races. But currently, this initial set of characters are all some of the native races that lived, or native ancestral heritages that live on the islands already. So that is kind of the elevator pitch for the big picture of the story, is that there's a prison camp doing mining operations on the island. Most of the native population is not happy with that. The cities are occupying basically all of the good port space, and so the travel between islands has been limited. You kind of have to go through, get the Empire's clearance to go through any of the ports, any of the good usable ports on the island. And they've been here, I think I said, for around 100 years. So the Urst Empire first showed up and claimed this island about 100 years ago. So anyone who's older than 100 may very well remember a time before they were here. Which definitely includes... it definitely
Cyrilla.
includes Cyrilla.
Yeah.
Whose age, if I remember correctly, is measured involving the word 1,000.
Well, I meant her 350.
Oh, 350. All right, I misunderstood. I thought it was 3,000.
Could have been, but
Anyway, so I know you guys were buying supplies. Have you guys all finished that? Do you need any help with that? Or spells? Because those were the two things we kind of left untouched, was spells and supplies last session.
Right. So that's what so I've never played a mage before, so I don't know. Do I need special things for my spells?
It depends on the spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything that says material components, you're gonna need materials for.
Okay, but I don't think any of the things I picked had material components.
Well, let me look.
Uh,
Alright. So one thing I did know is, Dave, on your sheet, and I don't know how many other people this affects. If you go to the spells tab on your sheet, there's a couple things you want to make sure to update. I see you did this, Jacob. You marked primal as trained and left everything else as untrained.
yes.
But if
I didn't
noticed,
do that.
yeah, you didn't choose one.
trained.
You didn't mark one at all.
No, thank you. I missed that.
So that's going to affect
Alt
things.
is trained.
On your DCs, your spell attack roll and your spell DC, you're going to want to expand those. Add your choose your in the drop down above the first box. Choose your spellcasting ability and
Oh,
mark your rank as trained.
gotcha. Oh, nice.
And then spell DC do the same thing.
Oh, wow. I got a +7 to my attack.
Where's my spell?
This is all on the left hand side near the top
My spell DC is 17.
of the spells tab.
Yeah, I just where's my spell proficiency? Where do I find that? In the book?
Under magic, it's called Magic Traditions. It's directly under spell DC.
Prestidigitation.
Oh,
On
I
your,
did that. Okay.
On your
Yep.
spells tab, yeah.
Yep. The magic traditions I set as trained, and then under my spell DC I put trained there.
Under spell DC, make sure you choose from the drop down menu your spellcasting ability and mark it as trained.
All right, hold on. So that's trained, and then my spell casting ability. That's where I don't know where I'm looking.
I believe yours is charisma, isn't it?
Okay, so that's
okay.
under the classes, it'll say.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find my bard.
I think one of them does. I think.
I'd expect a bard is charisma.
Yeah. So Horizon Thundersphere says I can use it without material, but if I use material, then it does, some other things. Okay.
Right. So that thing you have in there, so in the description you have somatic verbal in parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
You want to actually edit the spell and put those in. There's a section that says, there's a box that says, wait, where did it go?
I don't know.
It's
That
supposed to be there.
I know. That's what it was.
Oh,
At one point, I thought I put all those
It's
in.
under
It's under
cast.
cast.
yeah, it goes under cast.
Under cast.
Yeah, that thing that says 2 rounds. 1, it's not 2 rounds; it's 2 action. But 2, you do that up here.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you looking at stream?
No. Sorry,
Okay.
I was looking at my sheet.
No, it's fine. If you look at stream, I can show you things. You don't have to though.
Okay.
Are you looking at
Sounds
stream now?
like a plan. That's loading.
Okay, let me know when you are.
Yay, my spell DC is 17.
Yeah, I'm on stream. Okay, now where am I going?
Do you see the thing that's flashing on the screen?
Yes.
That is where you put your action rating for the thing.
Okay, yeah, so 2 actions.
Yeah. So under cast, on the right there, that's where you put somatic and verbal.
Under cast.
Oh.
Oh, 2. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's
So now I need to look.
somatic, verbal. I'm going to put in parentheses material because I can use material.
I didn't even notice the actions there. So I gotta look those up for my spells.
All right. So now how that works is,
Uh-huh.
I was looking that up. In a given round action, you have, or in a given round on your turn, you have 3 actions you can take.
Okay.
So anything that's labeled as 1 action occupies 1 of those action slots. Anything that's
Right.
labeled 2 action occupies 2. Anything that's labeled 3 occupies all 3.
Mhm.
Movement is a 1 action activity.
Mhm.
So, in practice, a lot of what's going to happen is going to sound very familiar to us because you're essentially going to get what feels like a standard action and a move action. But that's not mechanically what's actually happening, and that might come up at times.
Okay.
Because if you do something, if you do, you may have the option of doing 3 1-action activities,
Okay.
which would be unusual as far as like the D&D roles that we're used to.
Right. That doesn't make sense to me.
D&D and In Memoriam and stuff like that.
Okay.
What?
All right, so I'm
right,
looking
so-
at your spell there, and it looks like you might want to actually create Horizon Thundersphere multiple times. Once as the somatic and verbal version, and once as the somatic, verbal,
Okay.
and material version.
Okay. I can do that. Let me do that.
And maybe another time as a 3-action thing, because holy crap. There's a whole different... You're going
I
to want to
know.
have this spell
It's so
on your
much.
sheet multiple times, like, with little labels to tell you which one it is.
Yeah, I had to do that with heal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. At least I'm not the only one then.
Yeah. I have 3 different versions of heal on my sheet.
Jeez. Alright. I want to edit. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, take that out. So. Where'd they go?
So you want to make sure that everything has the correct actions showing.
Mm-hmm.
That all the information from the spell listing is accurate here.
Yep.
Accurately
So-
reflected here.
Yeah. Da-da-da.
All right, so charm is 2 actions because it has the 2 little boxes next to it.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, you do have a couple other people that have expressed interest in joining this campaign,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see if any of them actually happen.
Anyone
Carol's
we
not one
know?
of them. No.
Oh.
Carol knows them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them is a guy from our church who's expressed interest and said he has availability around this time. But he was curious about it, and so I sent him the information, and he hasn't replied. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. And the other one is actually my cousin was expressing interest in playing this campaign. I was talking, we were just kind of chatting about tabletop games, and he asked what games I was running, and I mentioned that this one was coming up, and he expressed interest in it.
Very cool.
He actually, two of my cousins play games, and my cousin Barry has been trying to figure out a situation to have him and my cousin Devin and me playing a campaign together, because it would be cool to actually do something together as cousins. So I think that he might be. I don't know if he's seriously considering joining this or not, but he asked for some information so that he could think about it, and talk to Devin. So
You did not tell me that Barry might be joining us.
yeah, that was a pretty recent development. I don't know if that's a serious thing or not. It's entirely possible that what will happen is he'll pitch a different game for us to play together. But
so the actions are based on the number of things that you have to do to cast it, I'm assuming, because like my verbal spell is only 1, but my somatic and verbal spells are 2.
maybe I haven't looked at the spells well enough to notice any trends like that yet. But
Let me see.
let me look for some that aren't 2 action and or don't have 2 things. Oh yeah, so here's one that's 3 action and has material, somatic, and verbal. Yeah, I think you might be onto something.
Huh?
I'm so smart.
Yeah, this one's
Ah,
the same way. Yeah, it looks like the more stuff you have to do to cast it, the longer it's going to take.
so
Makes sense.
So if you can just yell at somebody and magic them by it, that'll take less time than waving your hands around and yelling at them.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah.
so material, somatic, and verbal. So
And
what
that's the
do I
thing
have
that's
to...
happening with your heal too.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 to 3 based on how many things you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so that actually I don't need that anymore.
Okay, so I'll have to, let's see, unseen servant. I'm guessing that's going to be 3 every time I summon the damn thing.
It's awfully demanding of your servant.
I know.
All right, so there's that. So now back to the whole thing of what materials am I supposed to buy?
Okay, so I think you can just get like. Okay, let me check here because in various other games you don't actually always have to buy the specific items it says.
Okay,
You can,
right.
and depending on how strict the GM is, you'll have to. But usually there's oh, that's the wrong thing. What? But usually there's like a like component pouch or something that is assumed to have the stuff you need to cast each of your spells some number of times.
Okay.
And then you just have to buy new ones every once in a while. Is usually how I play it because I don't usually feel like dealing with it. I also like have historically I have refused to do preparation spells. Like, oh my god, there's nothing that I enjoy. That's not true. There are very few things that I enjoy less when GMing than sitting here and listening to people go, okay, well, here is the list of spells I'm preparing today, every single friggin' day. Like, I don't care. Like, as a cleric, you have to prepare your spells. Your god doesn't know. Like, I'm just gonna assume, generally, that if you're praying for magic to rain down on somebody, like, your god can decide in that moment what form of destruction is raining on them, and you don't have to have planned that 8 hours ago. Like, that seems like a ridiculous concept to me.
Okay.
Anyway,
good.
so
Tim,
if
I
you're
think your theology is coming out.
if your class, it's a little bit of theology, it's a little bit of laziness, it's a little bit of annoyance with just dealing with it. Yeah, but the result is if your class says you have to prepare spells, no, you don't. I'm not. I mean, no. Let me correct that. You are free to prepare spells. Don't
Don't
tell me
tell him.
about it. Don't tell me you're doing it. Just
Got it.
All right, Tim, I do
if
have.
you
have
say
no
I'm going
idea
to
what that
cast
means.
this spell, I'm just going to assume you have it prepared and call it a day.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Tim, I have a
Yes.
question
I have a-
about
It might even be a sensible answer.
ranged ammunition.
Okay.
Are we going to be keeping track of every arrow that we fire?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is not a problem.
All right. No, I just wanted to know because I'm like, do I really need 100 arrows?
Apparently so.
The answer is yes.
The
I
answer
mean, at
is
some
yes,
point, yeah.
which is fine. Because if it was just like,
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna assume that you have arrows, then it's just like, okay, then I will not have 100 arrows.
Yeah.
In terms of item stacking now, for the purpose of bulk and encumbrance, is it stacks of each type or is it combination of stacks of light?
It's combination stacks, yeah. If you have
Okay.
11, if you have an 11 light of any array, it equals
All right,
one
so
bulk.
then I have to rethink.
Hun, can you send me the link for the PHB or whatever thing?
Sure.
Thank you.
And then the
That was
other
super loud.
question is how do I list that bulk for lights on my inventory?
Okay, I'm gonna
Because
put this just kind of in the Discord.
Thank you.
All right. How do you list it in your inventory on your sheet?
for the
I would just
the
put L.
weights, but will it?
I don't know if it'll track it or not. Let's see.
It doesn't.
Okay, so that's why I want to make sure that like I am following the rules.
Mm-hmm. I would put one inventory slot for light items and then just update it by one every time you have 10 in your sheet, but leave the light ones as 0.
Wait. me try something real quick.
Yep.
How many gold pieces did you say we have?
15.
Fudge.
Where did you find a backpack?
Adventurers pack. If you do the adventurers pack, it comes with a backpack, a bedroll,
Yeah.
all
Chalk,
the
flint and steel,
yeah.
rations, rope.
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
and then the
It's like
backpack will consume up to 2 bulk before it counts against your encumbrance.
Yeah, and it
Right.
can hold 4 bulk total, I think.
Or is it? I thought it was.
Well done.
Well, real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
I'm going to point this out. There is, in fact, a material component pouch. It costs 5 silver. It has bulk L.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
essentially, what you're going to have to do is you can either scavenge each day to make sure that it stays replenished, or about once a week spend 5 silver on essentially refilling it from scratch. Yeah,
Okay.
that's once a week when you're adventuring, like you're casting spells every day.
Right. Okay. Where
And
was
the
that?
backpack can hold up
I just
to
kind of
4 bulk of
Oh.
items.
Just kind of.
I just kind of found it in the material in the adventuring gear.
Gotcha.
Uh,
And then rations are large for 1 week, or are light for 1 week.
Right.
Okay, so let me see. Did
Alright.
that update at all?
1 week, really?
Oh, there you are.
Also,
Yeah, I'm pretty
Um,
sure 1 week is L. So what comes with the backpack is 2 weeks worth of rations.
That seems like an awful lot of
well,
food for
just
very little weight.
in case it would pique your interest, there is an app called what's it called? It is called
Huh? Yeah.
Path Builder,
Okay.
and I literally recreated my character from Roll20 onto it, and it keeps track of all of the bulk for you.
Nice.
So, so with a bedroll, chalk, flint and steel, rations, rope, smoke stick, lesser soap, and water skin, that is not even 0.6 bulk.
Well, the flint is depends on what the bulk of the stack is, right? And what's
Flint and steel. Wait. Let me check the book on that one.
Like some of them don't. It doesn't list um, a bulk for it.
right because they're negligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 100 silver pieces to 1 copper or 1 gold piece, right?
It's 10.
It's 10, 10, 10,
Okay.
10.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. So negligible items just count as 0 until I decide you have too many to count it as 0. Like, and that's going to be arbitrary. If I'm honest, it's going to depend a lot. It's not going to be arbitrary, but it's going to be very malleable. It's going to depend a lot on how big the stupid thing is and how much of a hassle it is to carry it around. Like flint and steel, you can probably carry more flint and steel around than like backpacks, because it looks like backpacks are listed as negligible themselves, but like they're also awkward to carry. Whereas you can throw a lot of little pieces of steel into a bag and call it a day, like, you know. So if you're asked, so if at any point you're like, hey, how many of these can I carry before they're listed as negligible? Can I carry like 1,000? I'm gonna say, is it rice? But like, in general, you'll, as long as it's reasonable. Yeah, bulk for flint and steel is negligible. So, one thing that might be helpful for some of you is that there are class kits.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I grabbed.
So, what class are you, sorcerer, Jacob?
Yes,
The class kit, if you're interested,
I am.
it costs 1 gold and 6 silver, so a total of 16 silver, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It has 1 bulk and 6 light.
Okay.
The weapons, it includes a dagger, a slingshot with 20 sling bullets, an adventurer's pack, a bandolier, 2 sets of caltrops, and a sheath.
Where are you finding that?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm in the book. But I think that there are. Let me see where it is on the website. I feel like it's in the website too, somewhere. I just don't remember where. You can go to a random.
No, I don't see it. It's called the Sorcerer's Pack?
They're called class kits, and they're
I
basically
should look
just
up that.
it's essentially just a shortcut. Like they're not actually sold as a kit in game. It's just that like in the setting.
Okay.
It's just okay. So if you go, yeah, all right.
Yes.
So if you go to your class on the website,
Go to my class on the website, okay?
at the top where it has Oracle details, focus, whatever, mysteries,
Mm-hmm.
where it has all that stuff, there should be a thing that says class kits. It doesn't say class; it says the name of your class.
Sorcerer's
So it'll
Kit.
say like sorcerer kits, Oracle kits, things like that.
Got it.
Okay.
So those are sample things that you can just say, you know what? I'm going to buy this list of things that is generally commonly useful to my class, and it'll tell you how much money you have left over from your 15 gold at the start of game.
Yep.
And then you can augment, add some other things or whatever if you like to.
Yeah. That's exactly. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, this site, the Roll20 sheet does not like.
Can you put in percent like 0.1?
That's what I'm
That's what
trying
I'm
right
doing.
now.
That's what I'm trying right now, and it's not doing. It's not updating the math. I put 0.9 for bulk because it's technically 0.9 times 11 is 1, essentially. And it's not updating.
Oh, it works for the cost if you do it
Let me see something.
for like copper is a cent and silver is 10 cents.
Yeah, that worked.
It did?
Well, okay, so when I put 1.9, it reads bulk 4. And when I put 0.9, it reads as bulk 3. So that's the only thing that really matters is
Yeah, but
does
if,
it change when the before the decimal point changes? Because remember, it's not. You're not actually supposed. To, you're not actually tracking the percentage. So if you have if you have 9 and bulk is 10, like 10 of it equals 1 bulk. If you're carrying
Yeah.
0.9, the system treats it as 0. That's what the book
Right.
tells you to treat it
But
as.
so that's
So
what
that's
that
how
was
it's
what my
treated.
question was cumulative because I have technically if you add up all of my light items, so my rations are light, right?
Right.
And
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm adding my arrows, right? Because that would be a bulk of basically 1.1 and I'm at bulk 3. And that's why I was asking that question because technically I think that I would be possibly encumbered at this point already with my starting gear.
Yeah. Huh. You're right. Yeah, so I would say that Matt suggested earlier, just add a line item under item. Oh no, that's why. Wait, no, that's not why, because it changes when I did that. Yeah, I would just put a line item under held items that says light totals,
It was
and
definitely me that suggested that.
oh, it was you, sorry, and then just update that every time that you get a whole number.
Oh god, that's going to be awful. And that was the other question, like how do I mark cuz my bulk here is technically for my backpack is that 1? No,
Yes,
it's
the
negligible. So
backpack
that
is
should be 0.
yeah, the backpack is supposed to be negligible.
All right.
So when it says bulk L, what am I supposed to be putting?
Bulk L means that it weighs nothing until you have 10 of it, and then it weighs 1.
11.
11. What? I thought it was 10.
Yeah, it's 11 creates 1 bulk. You can have 10 before. That's why I have 100 arrows because if I had 110 arrows,
No,
it would
it
have been
says
1 bulk.
10 light items count as 1 bulk, and you round down fractions.
Yep.
Oh. So that should be 0.1 then. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So yeah. So it's not 11 equals 1. 11 does equal 1, but it's 10 through 19 equals 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so if it's L, I just put in.
You can just put in an L so you can see it.
Yeah, it doesn't ultimately like.
Okay.
What matters is when you calculate everything, do you count it correctly?
Gotcha.
But a backpack is not light. Remember, it's negligible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it doesn't play by the same rules. It plays by the GM says that's too many rules.
Okay.
It's too many backpacks. That's too many belts. You are not an anime character. Unless you have me playing an anime character, I guess. Bonus proficiency with belts.
There you go.
If you have me playing an anime
The
character.
belt of many colors.
So chalk is negligible. Okay.
I should hope so. Could you imagine if a backpack was negligible and chalk weighed something? That'd be so cool.
Oh, I still need that material component pouch.
Yes, so material component pouch is a thing that
I
Do
need
I
is
this one.
not
have-
listed in your class kits for some reason, but is specifically mentioned in your class description. If you go to your class details under spellcasting, it'll sometimes say whether you need a material component pouch or not.
So hold on. Under class details.
Yeah.
I only have one spell that requires a material.
Yeah, and under yours, hun, it says divine spellcasting. Your unconventional access to this divine power means you can usually replace material components with somatic components, so you don't need to use a material component pouch when casting spells.
Yeah, that's what it says for me too. So I don't need that either.
Do I just not need it?
I mean,
it
it says usually, so I
Right.
have to see when.
So the only spell that I have right now that requires a component is the max level heal.
Right.
Not max level, but you know, the one that.
Yeah, the 3-action version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I need any of that.
Let me look.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna buy the sorcerer kit because all it comes with is slings, dagger, and some caltrops, and I'm pretty sure I'm completely useless with all of those.
Well, caltrips. You know what discount?
Caltrips are nice if you're squishy.
Caltrips are nice if you're creative. Really.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll buy some caltrops. I don't need anything else.
I used to. I always make sure that I have I have pythons on me. Because oh man, if you get creative with the pythons, you can do a lot of weird stuff. It's fun. It doesn't say what.
So that means I have 150.
It doesn't say what material you need to you do.
That's what I was saying. Mine doesn't say what material I need. It just says material.
All right, yeah. So yeah. I mean, if you'll need something. Like, if it says material and you don't have a good way to bypass that, then you'll need something. But
a flower.
But I'm made of flour.
That's true. You have to pick off a petal or something.
Yeah, I'm literally made of petals.
Sweet. So I'm just gonna pick off a petal from you, and so
don't
cast
you
all my spells.
touch me, sir!
You don't have access.
Mess with the rose, you get the thorns.
Oh no! Right, what am I gonna do?
You're clicking things again there, Dave.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Whatever.
The little gears next to the soap is kind of like
really hard to hit.
Yeah.
The minutia attached to spellcasting is like, I get why it's there, but sometimes I'm just like, do I need to sit here in my fantasy game? You know, like
and role play.
Count there's role play, and then there's, do I have 5 gold worth of this particular stick on hand to cast this spell? It's like, oh.
Okay, but you're still making us count arrows.
Okay, but that is plot. Like that. There's a tension when you add that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do I get this bulk thing to work? Because it still says 0.
So we basically are just making patches for it.
Okay, sounds good. I don't know how to do it.
So the patch that has been suggested by Carol, that
Thank
I
you.
have endorsed is that you just over here on held items you add a line called light or something that tells you that you're just tracking weight with it, and then just
Okay.
whenever you have 10 light items, add a 1 to that. Add
Gotcha.
1 bulk to that item.
Okay. So looking at mine, did I do the caltrops right? So they're light, and I wanted 5 of them.
Sure.
Is that correct? Okay. Sounds
That
good.
can be how you write that. I don't know that that's how the person who designed the sheet. No, because it's a quantity field. You put the 5 in the quantity field.
Okay. That one. Okay, that's fine.
The the bulk quantity is like
1, 5. Okay. Oh no, that's my capacity. Okay. Let's try this again. All right. So then we're going 5. Yay.
there you go.
Why does it say 0 though?
Because you wrote a 0 in their capacity. There you go.
There we go. All right. All right. So now add a line item called weight. And
You
then,
can call it whatever you want. Won't occur. As long as we know what it is.
right. So for this one, since I
you
don't have anything.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have a total of 10 light items. So yeah, your bulk there should be 1.
I have a total of 10 light items?
Yes. You have 5 caltrops, 1 water skin, 1 torch,
yeah.
1
Okay, yep.
ration. Yeah.
I forgot that I have caltrops. All right. So 10. So that'd be 1.
Where are my arrows?
Right.
There you go.
But that's
Oh,
also.
no, wait. No, look.
What?
Look, it tracked it.
Yeah.
What?
No. It tracked it without doing that. Take away the weight thing.
Take away the weight thing?
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
confused.
What do I
All
do?
right, so the way that Jacob did it, this sheet can track. So, so if you write, where did it go? I can't see it right now. Oh, for crying out loud!
Wait,
can I
here.
not see it?
How about this? Hold on.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So if you write under bulk, L, and then under bulk quantity 1, and then just update your quantities on the right hand side of the entry. It does add 1 to your bulk every time it counts 10 L's.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did what the website said. So
Apparently the sheet was built properly and we just didn't know how to use it properly for a bit. But that's
Sweet.
All right, hold on.
That's
Ice
how you
did
get that to
good.
work.
Bulk L, quantity 1,
And
then
Well, bulk quantity 1.
Sorry.
bulk quantity 1.
Yep. So.
Can you
quantity,
delete? Oops, sorry. Can you delete line items?
Yeah, so you just
click the little lock button.
And then I'll give you the option to and then click lock again when you're done deleting things.
I see.
Oh, it's because these are in my stowed items. It's
No, but it's counting on his too correctly as stowed items.
so I'm up to bulk 2 in stowed items, but then now my thing's up to bulk 4. So capacity is for the backpack. So capacity is
Wait.
Oh, yeah, see, if you put 2 in capacity, it should not count. I don't know. What?
Where's capacity?
but I have
It's-
my backpack in held items. Do I move that?
I put it in worn items.
Yeah, it should
because
be
it's a
worn
Backpack.
because you're wearing the
okay.
backpack.
But where's
then-
capacity?
It's only if it's in your stowed items.
Yeah, capacity only shows up if it's in your stowed items, it looks like.
Oh.
It
So
gets
does the
replaced with
backpack-
invest. It gets replaced with invest when it's worn.
What does that mean?
Oh. Bulk quantity.
Should the backpack be in the stowed items then?
No, it should be
I
held
think
items.
so.
Or worn. See, I thought it would be.
Oh, I put it in. I put it.
Let's
in
try
held items.
something. Dave,
Yeah,
on your backpack, under invest, put 2, please. Let's see what happens.
nothing.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, I can move my backpack to my stowed items and see if it.
That's cool. There's like a drop down menu on the bottom that just lets you move it around.
Yeah.
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 So I'm gonna put this on my.
Okay, so when you have it
oh,
in stowed
capacity
items, capacity
2.
2, it negated 2 bulk.
Okay, great.
So what is it?
So you just have your backpack and your stowed items, and then under
Oh.
capacity you set it to 2.
Okay,
And
so
that's right?
move
The
it
backpack
to.
holds 2.
Yes.
Item.
Well, it negates 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It holds 4, but only negates 2.
yeah.
and
So
then
that's what the
you got
capacity
your
is doing.
backpack.
Is telling you how much it's negating.
And then where do we put the thing?
Just in your held items.
Yeah,
Or
so I put it in my held
stowed.
Or
items. And now,
stowed items. I'm
Stowed
sorry.
items.
Stowed.
yeah, so I put it in my stowed items. Now, what am I supposed to do
In
to
capacity,
update it?
enter
See?
2.
Under capacity, yep.
Let me.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna take a look
Two.
at your sheet to see what you currently have it as. I know we understand what you're asking, just in case. Yeah.
Okay, that worked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what you
got
do.
rid of my bulk. Yay! Woohoo! I did it.
So okay,
So
so
that's pretty
bulk
cool.
quantity equals 1.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now,
Or is it bulk quantity equals 7? For rations.
It's.
Hmm?
It
What?
would be based on how many you have.
Right, because give me a sec. Where's what page am I on? Equipment.
I see what you're saying. Because it's a week's worth. 7 of
Right.
it should equal the light ranking that's at. Which is so weird. Like your rations for a full day are 1/7 of 1/10 of a pound. Like that's just
It's just it's
Elven
weird.
whey bread or whatever. Like I'll tell you what, my rations for one day definitely are not measured in fractions of pounds.
Oh, God,
I mean,
I didn't finish
For a
my.
full day.
That's weird.
Okay, hold on.
I'm looking for my book.
You don't even eat, so like your character.
yeah, I don't need rations.
You need sunlight though.
Yep, she does need
Yes.
sunlight.
Ooh.
I am a plant.
Rations are what? How much do they cost?
4 silver, I thought.
4 silver points. Large. And, okay. So you get 2 of those. I think that's the way it goes. Bulk quantity is 7, and then
It really does look
2.
that way.
Hmm. So bulk quantity is now 7.
No, for rations, he's talking about.
for rations because
it
it's
looks like in the book, it really does look like it's 4 silver, light ranking for a week's worth of food, which does not
Yeah.
make sense to me.
That's what it says.
But whatever.
all right.
So
So
that would be
I'm
L
gonna
of 7.
change this.
But
I'm gonna
but remember, if you're doing it that way, then you don't have 2. You have 14.
right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what was in the book.
Well, that's what like I just
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like by putting L.
I'm
of
just gonna buy
7,
my
your
rations 1 week at a
quantity
time.
needs to be days, not weeks.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
keep mine as weeks. Just make it easier that way.
I don't know. I hope that I got this all right because arrows bulk quantity is 10, and then I have 100 of them. What I'll do is I'll set my backpack capacity to 0 and just see what happens after all of this if it goes up. Bedroll, how much is that? 2
Well,
copper
now, if
points.
that's true, then it should be weighing 10 bulk, and you should only be negating 2 bulk. I don't know.
Chalk is 1 copper point.
So I put everything on like silvers points, and then
That's fine.
it's not
5 copper
calculating
points.
it though.
So it doesn't subtract from.
No, you have to manually subtract.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
gives you like a running total underneath of the value.
All right, so I'm at 145.
So that's your
silver.
worth,
Yeah.
your net worth.
Yep.
5
Do we
silver
round
points.
down or up? Like I have
You don't-
5.13.
You don't round.
You have to do the conversion of your silver points to
Yeah.
copper points to blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
So 513 means that you have 77 copper left, which is 7 silver, 3 copper.
So I have 3 copper.
Wait.
513, right?
5.13?
Yeah, is $5. Just think of it as
Well, that's
gold
5
is $1.
silver.
Yeah,
that's
gold
5
is $1.
silver. Right, but I've converted everything into silver because everything is in silver.
That's in dimes, then.
So that's 5 silver at 0.13 copper.
No, that can't be.
Nope.
That's what I don't understand.
Wait,
No,
what?
so you have to do it based on if gold being $1. So everything that says it costs such and such silver costs 10 cents per silver.
But the item's value, right, up top, that's what you're looking at?
Yes.
Yeah, that's converted to gold. That's 5
Yeah,
gold,
that
13
will
copper.
list in gold. Just for
That's
convenience sake.
confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, because gold
have
is the
50.
standard. It's
Yeah.
literally a gold standard. Like
stupid.
the fact that you want to write it in silver is like a weird quirk.
Yeah.
The
because
system
it's easy to
itself.
calculate.
The system
Well,
itself
it's-
operates on the assumption that the standard is gold.
Oopsies, that was the wrong button.
2 copper. Hey, somebody else clicked the button finally.
Hi.
I did that like 10 minutes ago.
That's true. She did.
So hold on. Is a bedroll? It's 1 silver piece. Wait,
Water
no, that's a
skin
backpack.
is
Bedroll.
Bedroll is
2 copper.
2 copper.
All right.
Right.
Let me see this here.
So put it in
looks
as
like
0.02.
Well, I put it in as 2 copper pieces, and
Yep.
it seems to be calculating it correctly.
Yes.
What?
If you
Uh-huh.
type in 2 CP, it'll calculate.
Size
It
P.
does?
So it
Size
goes
P.
CP, SP, GP, and then PP for the price
PP.
uh
Yeah, that's copper.
postfix.
So that's
Yeah,
why
see,
it's
if I
getting
put in
that.
2 CP, it changes my value to 3.
Yeah,
It
because
sounds
it.
like 3 gold.
Yeah, because
went-
it's reducing it from gold to copper.
No.
what?
What I mean is, I put 2 CP in the price, and my
Mhm.
items value went up to 3 gold.
Yeah, it
If
should
I
be
put
315.
0.02 in the price, my items value is 1 gold, 4 copper.
I don't know. I just put in the copper pieces, and this is what it told me.
Well, I
It-
could
it
tell you
doesn't-
one sec.
It doesn't convert it. It does
Gotcha.
total gold.
Five torches.
Oh, one mandolin.
No, I think that's right because the 3 is so if you're looking at my sheet, the 3 is the gold, then it's dot silver dot copper.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
No.
Let me. I'm gonna look at your sheet and calculate things real quick.
Yeah, please go.
Okay,
I'm
so
fairly certain I'm correct. So
the short
because
bow is 3 gold, right?
Mhm.
The mandolin is 8 silver.
So
The
that would be
studded leather is no. We're not
0.81.
doing that. How much is studded leather? We're not
2
doing a
GP.
running number. 2
2 gold.
gold. Okay. And then that's all the stuff in that column. So the other column, arrows is 1 silver. Rations is
Times
yeah.
10. So that's
Oh, you have. Oh, I'm looking at your
I've
sheet. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking
yeah.
at Dave's sheet.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be one
Mine'll be
gold for the
easier.
arrows because I have 100 arrows. It's 1 silver piece per
Okay.
stack of 10.
Right. Okay. And then that's going to be 8 silver there for rations, and then 2 copper for bedroll. Chalk
Yeah.
is 10 copper. Looks like,
Hmm. I don't
which
think
is
so.
1 silver. Flint and steel, you have 10. Okay, and rope
Oh no.
is
So yeah. Well, no,
5
it's
silver.
chalk is 1 copper piece
Soap
for 10.
is 0.02.
So I have 10.
With one of them.
10 of those.
5 copper, 1 silver on the backpack, 1 copper on the water skin. And okay, so that should total. Okay, so yeah, the items value showing is not equal to what the math I just did.
No. It's not converting.
Well, it's
Dagnabbit.
not just doing raw numbers either. Because if it was just doing raw numbers, this would be showing a really high number. But
What do you mean
it's
it's not
actually
doing raw numbers?
because if it was doing raw numbers, like where it says 5 copper pieces, if it was just counting the 5 on each of these things, then the total would be like an enormous number because there's 3 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1 plus 8 plus 2. But what it's actually showing is 7.95 gold. And the value that I'm coming up with is 8.9 gold. So
That doesn't make sense.
All right.
I don't know what
Hold on.
it's counting and what it isn't.
Let me solve. Well, I'm gonna do my sheet and see if I come up with the same thing. 2 copper.
Now, one thing I can do, let me check this, is if I take every single one of them that is that you have a quantity in.
That's 5 silver pieces.
Can you expand your rations and arrows, Dave? Thank you.
Oh, but I have 2 of those actually. Because I have 2 weeks of rations. So that's 8 silver pieces.
So when I do the math on mine, it comes out to exactly what I have in my items value.
Okay, let me see what your sheet
2
looks
copper
like.
pieces.
Oh my goodness.
But I put them in as tenths.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, and it's just counting what's there.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Copper pieces.
Yeah.
And if I change my
we might have to just
quantity,
do that.
So 15 silver pieces.
It looks like your number was changing while you were doing that.
Okay, so that's 20 silver pieces.
Are you typing in GP at the end? Or you just
No, she's
typing
just
in
putting
0.02?
fractions. She's
I'm just putting
numbers.
fractions.
Or percentage.
So
decimals.
every copper is 0.01 and every silver is 0.1.
30 silver pieces. And then we have 35 silver pieces. And we have.
But yeah, and it's affected by quantity.
Oh, hun.
Yeah.
Did Grizz get his package today?
What package?
His birthday present package. The February shipment says it was delivered today.
I have no idea.
Oh, did you check the mail?
No.
Oh, okay, so that's probably why. We'll check the mail later.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, that's updating. Well, that's stupid because like the example they have the money type like in the example when you don't have anything entered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I put it in that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I came up with like 4 gold on like 23 silver pieces, which is definitely not what my item value says.
so that's kind of funny because the item value does not match up with.
I wonder if it doesn't calculate quantity. The quantity you have.
It calculates quantity.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
So if
because
I
I
add another
changed.
backpack?
It factors in quantity.
Yeah.
Haha. Didn't. Oh, there it goes.
Now, the thing that I was trying to figure out why I had your sheet open in the first place, Dave, is that I think that changing the bulk quantity is throwing off the bulk math.
15.
I think you're going to have to list on the arrows, which I think you're going to have to list on the arrows bulk quantity 1 and quantity 10 in order for it to factor properly. And rations is going to have to be bulk quantity 1, quantity 2.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to remove my capacity and see if that updated. Did that update?
Yeah,
To
and
bulk
Marjo's
3.
having 1 bulk, which doesn't make any sense. So try it the other way. Instead of changing, make sure that everything that has light is light over 1.
See, it calculates it right. Because I have it as 5 gold pieces for my water skin, and I just raised it by 1, and it added 5 copper pieces to my item value.
How did what? How did it
So
add 5 copper pieces?
Well, yeah,
No,
if you click on my, go to my sheet, Tim, real quick. Let me show you.
Okay, let me.
All right. I guess you're right. So that goes to bulk 4.
Okay, what am I looking at? Water skin?
Bedrolls.
Yeah, so it'll be open. So see how it says water skin? It says 5 copper pieces right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it says 319 up there, right? So if I increase this to 2, it changes it to 324. So it adds 5 copper pieces.
That's weird.
Huh.
Well, I think what's throwing everything off is like rations, right? Or like chalk, because chalk is supposed to be 1 for 10. I think copper piece, yeah, for 10 pieces, right?
Yeah, but the quantity.
You have stuff written in parentheses in the price field. That's going to cause confusion.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. Like,
well, that's what it has in the book on the website. So I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do that, but let me see here. So if I do 20 pieces, right, it should be 2 copper. Okay, so that didn't work. So that's
Yeah,
what
so
I
you
think.
put the 10 parentheses 10 on the name, not on the price.
Hold on. Let's see if that works.
But why are
Nope,
you
that didn't work.
adding?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's why my yeah. Why my stuff was off. My prices. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure
Well, let's see. Okay, so then we go back to
Flint and
1.
Steel is
So if we
the
do that at
same thing,
1,
right?
okay, so that
No,
brought it down by 19. Yeah, so that makes some more sense.
Flint and Steel is 1 copper point for each.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay.
Flint and
What do
Steel's
you mean? Hold
5
on.
copper per each.
Or
Yeah,
5
Flint and
copper
Steel
per
is one
each.
thing.
Okay. So that just brought that
Huh?
down by. That doesn't make any sense either.
Let me go.
But I think my calculation is right. So it's cost 3 gold, 20 silver.
Okay.
But all I bought was the adventurer's kit and then my
Yeah, so
caltrops.
like the adventurer's kit, right, is 15 silver. The short bow is 3 gold. The mandolin is 8 silver. And the studded armor is 2 gold. So that is
But see, here's the thing. It doesn't show
3,
yeah.
5, 6 plus 2.3.
Okay, so
That's 8.3. So that's the individual values for everything is greater than buying the if you list out the adventurers pack
yeah, I don't
individually.
want to do all that. So I will just stick with this one.
So I was right with mine because it was 8.3 and I have 6 gold, 7 silver left.
Right, so now I have 12 gold and 8 silver.
Oh, because you didn't buy any armor or weapons yet?
I don't need armor or weapons. I'm a sorcerer.
You might want like a little knife.
Nope,
At the
I got
very
my
least.
giant hands.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to get was I was going to buy a
Hands. Giant hands.
I do. I have this thing called gouging claw. It turns my hand into a giant claw.
Okay.
Nice
I'm going to
swipey
have
swipe.
no money left over.
I like that you're gonna rely on magic for even your unarmed attacks.
Yep, 100%.
Just full magic all the
Yep.
time.
It will never fail me. At least it better not.
Now,
Just wait till we run into an anti-magic field.
yeah. So I
That
want
would
to
be
talk to
interesting.
you a little bit, Matt, about this prisoner background.
Yes.
So, what do you have in mind so far concerning this?
It was basically just the thought of with the background of the prisoner and monk having him have been arrested for defending something to do with the monastery and protecting would that would contradict what the empire is trying to do in some way.
Okay. Okay, so, I might need to work something out with you because I gotta decide if you spent time in like a jail cell in one of the cities or if you were in the prison camp. Because you're going to know different things about the setting depending on which answer that is.
Okay.
But it is 11:15. I am tired, and my headset is yelling at me that its batteries are about to die. So,
I guess it's a good time to end then.
yeah. And now that we've
Yeah, so
figured out the
oh,
items on the sheet.
mm,
So remember, folks, that we are doing all of our gaming in support of Extra Life. This is a fundraising system as part of the Children's Miracle Network. Children's Miracle Network. Yeah, that's what it's called. As part of the Children's Miracle Network, we support local hospitals. Um, Everyone in our team supports whatever hospital is nearest or dearest to them. So you can go ahead and check out our team page there on the Extra Life site and donate to any of us. Donate through any of our pages. None of the money comes to us; it all goes to the hospital. Donate through any of our pages to the hospital that we're raising funds for, or you can join. You can join Extra Life, join our team, and raise for your local hospital. So I would encourage you to check through that link. Do that. Anyone who donates at least $20 to my page or the coffee gets the option to pick a thing for us to review on Haberdasher's reviews, and so that's a thing that we have available. You can help shape the actual show there. You can also just kind of support us and help us do more cool things in the various games that we're doing and the shows. We have things coming up this week on Wednesday. We have the Two Brothers Gaming. They're continuing their road to oblivion in Sentinels of the Multiverse. On Thursday, we will have the Paleo Mythic game this week. We're not doing Star Trek. Tripper will not be available, so we will be having the Paleo Mythic game play testing. Game test. Play testing. That's the word I was looking for. We'll have that on Thursday night instead of Star Trek this week. And I've talked to Tripper about, I think he is continuing his review of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker on Saturday. But I will verify that and go from there. So thank you very much for joining us. We should be starting into the actual story next week on Monday. So join us for that. By that point, I will have set up things so that it doesn't say Star Trek while we're playing Pathfinder. Thank you very much, and you all have a good night.
see y'all
Night,
later.
folks.